put in the mic. Okay, hopefully the sound quality is stable for my viewers, because I got like a few complaints that the sound quality is pretty unstable. But this is Coach Daniel Vegematic 10. We are back with coaching with Shyvana in the jungle in bronze elo. Now, as embarrassing as that is, you can still do a lot with Shyvana because Shyvana is a very powerful hyper carry. You don't just sit and farm with Devourer, but you can actually make plays if you apply the pressure at the right time, because by killing people you get stacks on your Devourer too. So I'm gonna try. Let me just rearrange the team so that it's oriented correctly. It might seem that Brand wanted to support, but it's already kind of too late to decide that. So we got an Ahri support on the enemy side. We got a Rek'Sai, and we got the Shyvana jungle. Now Shyvana is a champion that doesn't have to utilize flash. She doesn't necessarily need it because, contrary to popular belief, the win rates on people who use flash on Shyvana are actually pretty awkward. Because what you see with most Shyvana players is, like, this is why the teleport smite started. You don't need flash on Shyvana. People either run teleport ignite or teleport ignite before the cinderhulk era, then they ran teleport smite, and then they went back to teleport smite or teleport exhaust. So what I do in solo queue is to use exhaust, because exhaust is a powerful spell in the early and the late game, because exhaust can mitigate the amount of damage dealt. Now, if you look at each and every single member of their team, they have a Rek'Sai, AD heavy, they got a Gnar, and they got a Vayne. These are all champions that you could potentially exhaust. Gnar and Rek'Sai in particular, because they dive on the backline, so you can exhaust them from zoning out the backline completely. And of course Vayne, because everybody likes to target Vayne. Okay, so immediately you start golems. Now, there are different routes that you can take as a jungler, but the most popular route is as Shyvana on the blue side. When you start on the red side of the map, is to clear half of the jungle, then proceed to gank bot lane immediately. And this way, that if you somehow get killed by the other enemy jungler, or you get counter ganked or outzoned, basically if you die, you still haven't cleared this half of the map, which enables you to go back to base, buy your jungle items, then walk straight to blue, and you have a secondary buff in which you can initiate a second half of the game. Basically, this is what Rush does when he plays solo queue. So let's see what he does. Does she decide to? Okay, she's gonna. Or she can either do the, like, when you clear this half of the map, you also have to clear you can also clear the crab too for the extra EXP. But doing 3 of these camps automatically gives her a level 3. What she should be doing is hitting the small camps first. Despite the AoE being there, studies with experiments shown, people realize that killing the little ones first before killing the big ones actually makes the damage taken overall less. So turn on your W, start auto attacking the little ones so you can clear the jungle faster, and then kill the big one. Good. So this half of the map is cleared. She popped her second pot, and now she's gonna perform a gank straight down at bottom. Right here, this is actually the most ample opportunity for her to gank, because if she attempted to gank mid lane, first she has to take into consideration, does Annie have her stun, and how long would it take for Annie to accumulate her stun? Well, she has flash, so that means her damage isn't as high. The lane is also going in the favor to be. The lane is open to a gank, but she doesn't have her stun up. She has no passive stacks available, which means that it would take 4 spells, which is basically you have to wait each and every single one spell out. So 3 seconds on this, sure, but 7 seconds on this. You want the stun to be out so that you guarantee that you just drop an exhaust if she had exhaust, and then chase the Brand down. Brand having no escapes can't really respond with it. But the most opportunistic spot for her to gank right now is bot lane, because A, they're pushed. There is a big minion wave, and the disadvantages is that you might get wrecked by the minion wave here. Now, if you had exhaust, you could just jump straight on Vayne. Everybody could pile on Vayne, and then you pretty much have victory guaranteed. Looking at your own laners first too, because you have to check if your laners are in the shape to actually perform the gank. Because if they're not like high on HP, or they have certain spells available. Fortunately, I don't know if this is ranked or normals, but with the new HUD, you can press tab and you can check if their summoner spells are available. So if you know Kog'Maw's heal, you can get the gank, you can bait it out, like, okay, Kog'Maw burn heal to increase his move speed so that he can trade with the Vayne, and then provided that Shyvana had exhaust, you can exhaust the Vayne, so that guarantees that the bait is a success. Well, Morgana has the exhaust, so that's okay. She should be okay. She's popping her potions. So from seeing this situation, you can judge that I think this is reasonably, you can reasonably gank this, but what do you have to be aware of? Her charm and potentially her condemn. Now, until if you do information checking, because I don't know if this player does information checking or not, because I don't have point of view, but if she checks if Vayne has leveled up Tumble or Condemn, she can actually also get the gank off. Now, a lot of people don't level up Condemn level 2, but like people level up Tumble level 1, don't level up Silver Bolts, and go for Condemn level 2, so that they can tumble into position, Condemn, and to get a level 2 power spike. In this case, we don't know what Vayne leveled up. Aside from Silver Bolts, because she might have been showing that she'd been leveling Silver Bolts, but there's no information to be relayed from bot lane to Shyvana, so Shyvana doesn't know if what skills this player has. Like, in theory, Silver Bolts is probably a guarantee, because you know, from our point of view, because this is a replay, we can see that she has Silver Bolts. Like, in level 1, if Shyvana did her golems right here, then she moved to do her red buff. She can information check by, you know, pressing the F keys and scouting down here to see if Vayne had taken Tumble or Silver Bolts. If she took Tumble, that would mean that, okay, so if I gank, she has one way to gap close away, and then you know, while she's clearing this camp, when she moves to clear this camp or the crab, she checks information from the bot lane again, check to see what Ahri leveled up. It's very typical that she'll probably level up Charm eventually. W or Q doesn't matter, because regardless, she's gonna have a Charm no matter what happens. Like, this is the most logical thing to do as a support player. You just purchase, or you skill up the CC, and then you constantly information check Vayne. So if you knew that she leveled up Tumble at level 1 and she leveled up Silver Bolts at level 2, it means that, okay, she can't condemn me away when I gank her. So which means that I cannot be stunned if I'm in the wall and hard CC locked with the charm that follows after. Because if she had leveled up Condemn instead of Silver Bolts, a Condemn to the wall along with a a charm afterwards guarantees that you take a massive amount of damage. And seeing that you're not high on HP, you know, that's something that you should be worried about. So we're going to continue this play out and see how this plays. Okay, so the binding whiffs. This makes the gank extremely hard to pull off because, well, you can see clearly that Morgana only has 2 spells available. You have to have assumed binding is one of them, and level 2 is either Black Shield or Tormented Soil. The typical build is Tormented Soil because Tormented Soil is usually taken at level 1 so that the player can hit level 2 faster. We know that this player has Ooze, but Ooze, which is a form of soft CC, but we also don't know the other skill. Probably a Arcane Barrage, which kind of makes sense because Arcane Barrage is for AD Kog'Maw, not AP Kog'Maw, and this is AD carry, so this kind of makes sense. So we're going to play it out. This gank is going to be extremely difficult for her to pull off. At best, Vayne would be the most viable target. Seeing as this is the reason, she would have to go for Vayne immediately. I don't know why she, like, I stopped, like, right here. Maybe she's paused on purpose, but Vayne is out of position right now. The reason being that while these two are close to each other and very close to the tower, she's extremely far away from her support, and the minions seem to be, like, right in the middle. It's kind of like I've shown the Venn diagram in a previous coaching session before, but she's basically out of her safe zone at this particular point in time. So we're going to play it and see how it plays out. Shyvana heads straight in. See, now this is extremely awkward for her, and if she had her binding, she would toss it out right here. But what she should be doing right here is walking this way to stay next to the Kog'Maw. She shouldn't be this far back because she has no reason to stand this far back. What do you think is going to happen? Somebody's going to dive her right now at this particular time? No, of course not. So what she should be doing is standing right here, because then this gives her an ample opportunity to throw an exhaust down on Vayne, which makes her question her own decision, which means that do I tumble this way and risk getting hit by this tower, because, you know, like, there's a chance that she can misclick and, like, you know, accidentally click on one of these minions instead of you know, walking this way. So she doesn't, there's a chance that, let me see, so this is our view, no, this is their view. She doesn't know that Shyvana's there, so she's gonna commit. Let's see how this plays out. It only takes 3 auto attacks, maybe 4 auto attacks if done right, for Kog'Maw to die, so we're gonna see how this plays out. Okay, so she tumbles forward. Now that you know that her tumble's down, this is why her positioning was so important. If she was standing, like, right next to Kog'Maw the entire time, she wouldn't be in the position to be like, oh my god, this is a free kill, because this is basically a free kill on Kog'Maw if she does it right. Okay, so she takes it. This is gonna be so awkward. So I hear that he performed the flash, and he's gonna perform a flash right now. Target towers her, as I kind of predicted, because she tumbled forward, which means she didn't tumble to the right or backward. because if you tumble forward, you can't do the other options. Like, she took the risk. Now, it only takes one more auto attack for him to die, because 75 HP, she has 85 damage plus the proc from True Bolts. Right here is an immediate exhaust that's necessary. But now that she's shown herself, which she should be seen, yeah, she should be seen. Okay, so he flashes, which is actually one of the best flashes that he can possibly do in defense. She is going to probably, like, judging by elo, if it's bronze, she's probably going to panic. She's going to heal, she's going to pop her pot, maybe, and I don't know if tumble is actually up or not, but she might tumble, she might flash, and she might heal, burn all her spells, then get into range of Shyvana, die. Heal, flash, and she dies. Wow. Alright. Oh, and the exhaust goes off onto Shyvana. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Well, Kog'Maw is dead, but the tower shot was actually really convenient, and this is going to guarantee another kill, because what we know right now is that because I'm gonna zoom in on this to make it purpose, but there's a creep right here, there's a creep right here, there's a about to be dead creep right here, and there's 2 players here, and there's this minion here. She's gonna get creep blocked. She has to walk around all those creeps, and look at all that tormented soil, that burn damage from red buff, and she takes. What the fuck? Holy! Oh my god, is she gonna live? Oh my, 2 flashes. Well, Shyvana, sure, but. Holy shit! Wait, let me go back at that. I mean, what the fuck? Good auto attack right there. I don't know why she was doing this way, but I don't think she expected the flash to happen, because I didn't expect the flash to happen either. But he got a good positioning to land the charm and be able to kill her, which is really good. At this particular point in time, Kog'Maw also couldn't have expected a flash either, but you can also consider that he should not have been there in the first. Jesus, those sound effects. He shouldn't have been there in the first place, because he was already low. He's like, okay, you know what, screw this. I'm just gonna back and let those 2 other people handle it. That's where the faith comes in. He probably just wanted to see her for an assist, which is, you know, kind of reasonable, but because 80 carries like that, but at the same time you don't. Like, oh my god, this. Right here, Jesus Christ, this is the same thing that we saw in Apto's Twisted Fate video with LS, with the Morgana. That right there is just basically this player should just, like, I'm gonna write it down. Where's my paint? Oh my god, my Windows, oh god, my computer's like burning. Hang on. Ah, it's so slow. What is going on here? Probably so much processing speed that it can't handle. I had to upgrade the quality because I'm not streaming. Okay. Monitor capture activate. Okay, this binding right here. Here's the thing. If like, we don't even know, because based on the patterns that the player was making, like in terms of fucking movement, right? This player potentially he wasn't even gonna juke the fucking binding. Like a normal player, what they would do is they would start walking like, oh fuck, is she gonna throw? Because the right thing to do is to toss it this way, right? Because that's the only reasonable path that the player is gonna be taking. So the most reasonable binding, because like in theory, she might be thinking, okay, so if the binding's gonna go this way, this is what Ari's thinking. So Ari's thinking this way. Okay, so the binding's gonna go this way. I'm gonna go back here. That's what is supposed to happen. But Morgana's like, she's just gonna shoot the fucking binding because she thinks Ari's gonna move back here. Whoops. I meant to say this is what Morgana's thinking that Ari is gonna do. Ari is just gonna go this way or this way. What Morgana is thinking, okay, I'm just gonna, like, the binding is coming this way, so I'm gonna move back this way. So therefore, I should shoot the binding this way, so that when she moves back this way, she gets caught by it and I'll look like a genius. But instead, I'm just gonna shoot the fucking binding like this. Because, you know, this is bronze, and she kind of overestimated her opponent's too much respect to this guy, and completely fucking missed it. And instead, as a solution to said binding for such a performance, what she should do is instead. Oh, what the fuck? Why is my thing? Okay. All right. There we go. All right, back to the clip. God damn it, LS's thing is too good. All right. Whoa, lag. It's probably gonna jump to the end or something soon. Okay, so exhaust goes down. So timing summoners wise, if Ari burns flash and you flash immediately after, then you time it Ari's flash equal to my flash, so that by the time your flash is up, her flash is up too. So if you perform a gank before your flash is up and her flash is timed with your flash, then that would mean that she also does not have flash. I did active reset. reasoning. And why is it important to time spells, or why is it important to time summoner spells, especially Flash? Well, consider Ari. She's an extremely mobile champion post 6. So if you gank her pre 6, one gank pre 6 guarantees that, you know, she can't use her ult, and if she has no flash, she only has 2 options. She charms the guy and just starts walking away. So if she starts walking away, you can just auto attack her if you have some form of slow, aka red buff. As for other champions, if you land the binding, you know, Morgana, she can reinstall the game if she lands the binding, of course, but you get the idea. So back to the routing wise, the jungle route wise, she clears one, then she just does the other. Now immediately what you don't want to do is you don't want to go straight for the blue buff, because like while you do get the blue buff, you also want this gromp. Like if you have 2 charges of smite, which is reasonably okay, you want to smite the blue and you want to smite the gromp. The reason why the gromp is so important for a Devourer jungler is because when you start clearing camps, this increases your clearing speed because of the damage that you take. The other thing is that if you also are very farm heavy, you'd also smite the golems and the raptors. Golems just help you clear because, you know, you take less damage. It gives you sustain. But mostly the raptors because, you know, you can scout for wards if you perform a gank. It's optional. If she has smite, she should smite this. Okay, she's not gonna smite it. Crab. She hasn't done. Well, she did crab on this half, but I'm glad that she cleared this half of the jungle. And okay, so she's gonna choose to defend because it's really impossible for her to gank a Nasus that was too low HP. It's likely that Nasus is gonna also use TP to get back to lane. Now, skill-wise, she should be maxing W, which is what she's doing, then maxing E. Turns out that E max second is actually extremely valuable. I tried doing Q max in the past, and I saw that pro players were doing E max, and I wanted to know why. So I did a bunch of the fucking math, and I realized that this isn't as reliable as this, because this on hit effect basically makes up for the Q max. So okay, so let's see, because you're constantly applying bonus damage to your target, so you know it kind of makes up for the double auto attack. Because if you're constantly auto attacking them, it kind of makes it's kind of like doing 2 extra Qs. Equivalent. Well, she's just gonna walk by here. It's no big deal. She can't gank certain lanes, so that's okay. Smite these, if anything. She needs to smite these. This right here. No? No smite? She's not gonna do it? Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna see. Okay, so as Shyvana, you can buy each and every single one of the jungle items. Like, they don't matter, but it depends on your own playstyle of the jungle. Like, this is more heavily towards team-oriented chase style teams. So if you think about like their team comp, so they got this champion that can bind, so that's a lockdown. But you know what makes it easier to land the bind? This one. And at the same time, Kog'Maw, you know, he has a slow, so you can catch up to the target. Basically, what this does is, you know, just think of it as a slow, like quote unquote stealing 20% move speed. It's the same thing as Malphite's Q, but you're basically like it's a team-oriented style jungle item, because like you smite the target and at the same time you're slowing them so that you get a bonus to stay on top of the target as Shyvana. But personally, if you're heavily towards the clearing route, like really heavy towards the clearing, because there was an ample opportunity to gain top for her, so right there she should have done it, and you know she would use the blue one right there. But if you're heavily towards the farm, go for the purple, because that massively increases your clear speed. If you're not heavily towards the farm and you're heavily towards single target orientated killing, aka Blade of the Ruin King, which is like a standard item on Shyvana aside from the tank items that she purchases, you would go for the red one, because that amplifies, you know, all of your damage in general. And the white one is just the white one. I mean, like, it's really hard to pull off the white one. I really don't know why it's recommended, but it's kind of hard to pull it off because, well, you'd have to be really knowledgeable about both sides of the jungle. Alright, so, he's gonna decide to... Okay, so... The opportunity to gank mid is gonna be pretty awkward. First, she has to take a look at what the wave is like. So, Nasus is, like, really low on stats. I think he still has either one stack of flask left, or this one's ticking, so he's not going to proc the last one. But if a gank were to go off right here, what she should be doing is waiting in this bush specifically. Now here's why. If Gnar decides to stay here, that means like, okay, so now I'm just going to readjust my pattern and go over here. But if Gnar decides to go for the CS, which is likely what he's doing, because Nasus is so far away here, all he has to do is go up here, pick up the rocks, throw the rock, then press the W before his passive rage bar runs out. So we're gonna see how this plays out. So he's this what this does is like if you waited here, it makes it so that you'd have to commit more movement to walking over here. And by this time he's probably gonna pick up the rock. He's gonna be Mininar, which is okay. Wait, she's waiting. She should just gone immediately. Does he have Wither? Yeah, he does. Go. Go, fool. Go. Because okay, so by going over here, what this does is it gives Nart opportunity to escape down this way straight to the river, which in case if he looked at the map, oh shit, Brand is like, oh shit, Brand's gonna think, oh shit, my teammate's in trouble, then gonna go up, so it's gonna be a 2v2, and she's gonna realize, oh crap, he's Mia, should I stay or should I take all the CS? So it's a good decision, and like, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna play this out. Oh my god. So like being this is sort of a mistake on his part, but at the same time he didn't know that she was here. But oh my god, that's a kill. Why did it lag for a moment? But you like that was a mistake there because if you were patient enough playing passive, you can easily just wait. Why didn't he just hop on Shyvana and leave? I don't. Maybe he has. Well, you could have just hopped on Shyvana and left. Like that would have been the most simple play. All right, back to here. As soon as she has enough gold for Devourer, she should purchase it immediately because this item is not it's not like Feral Flare where it starts stacking as soon as you purchase the machete. Contrary to popular belief, it was tested. So what you want to do is as soon as you have enough gold for Devourer, you want to purchase it immediately. Here's the thing: if she backs right after this, she's gonna lose about like 30 seconds of the entire duration of the red buff. Okay, so she's not gonna do it. Instead, she's gonna optimize to gank bottom. Now, knowing that her flash is up, which means Ahri's flash is up, if she information checked for bottom lane. Now, if she had exhaust right here, she would guarantee the kill. Also, drop trinket in the really. She flashed in and then walked out. She could have just condemned, then flashed forward, and then guarantee that the distance is extreme between them. Also, like if she was gonna gank, she would have to ward here, but she's not close enough to do it now. But let's play it out. Okay, so he could misses, so yeah, just give up. Oh, but Morgana isn't gonna give up. All right, let's see if she should reinstall the game. Never mind. All right, back to action. I just got a Skype message from someone. My computer. Question is, would you rather go cinderhulk Shyvana or Devourer Shyvana? Oh, she can reinstall the game now. Let's see if this is a kill. Easy. Good job. Yay. She had vision in here the whole time. I would have just gone back as Vayne. That's just a mistake that is punished. Which is the right way to play. You just punish mistakes instead of forcing plays. Cinderhulk Shyvana or Devourer Shyvana. It doesn't matter. Top lane is just goes Cinderhulk because of the HP and stuff, but it kind of depends on your playstyle. If you got a fucking frontline tank, you might as well be a carry because it's easier. She has fast wave clear, so might as well make use of it, kind of abuse it. Plus it's OP right now. Like old school Devourer didn't work. Okay. Yes, Dragon Form can be used as an escape. Okay, so what went awkward here is that she flashed this way instead of flashing over the wall. Flashing over the wall would mean that she's only pursued by one person. And in theory, right here, if she were faster, of course, you can get cut off. But no matter what happens, like you still granted enough distance for you because you got this W going for you to be able to escape. So it would have been okay to flash over the wall because it's harder for someone to actually chase you over a wall when they're like this far. They'd have to like make a pattern to walk around and stuff like that. So it makes it more difficult for you, or for them to outplay you. Ooh, what is with this tunneling? Just step on it, yo. Step on both of them, yo. What the? Good. Not only is it free 5 gold, but it also denies Rek'Sai using her ult, and that's very important. Oh man, dude, she's got too much gold to spend. She should not be clearing the jungle like this. Like she's basically lost about. She didn't get she got a kill on Vayne, so that's two stacks, right? A kill is 2 stacks, either 2 or 3, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. 3, 4. So she lost 5 stacks of Devourer. She cleared Crab too. So 7 stacks of Devourer have been lost. Had she, because of the decision, it's 3 per kill, right? No, takedowns give 2. So 2, 4, 5, 6 stacks on Devourer. Still a lot. That's basically 6 bonus damage plus more attack speed that she has lost because she chose to not go back sooner. Because she did 2 camps before going back to purchase Devourer, so she lost those 2 camps worth of machete stack or Devourer stacks. I mean, it just makes it that the difference is that she has to either get 1 extra kill or she has to do 2 extra camps and spend the time needed to do those camps in order to make up for the camps that she lost. Alright, this is a punishment by the opposing team. They're punishing Shyvana for going not only recalling, because like naturally she has to recall after all that action, so they're gonna take dragon for it. So that's 5 stacks down basically. I think that's 5 takedowns if he's still a dragon. Yeah. She should be doing as many of the camps as possible until she sees a laner or an opportunistic chance to get a good gank off. Now I keep contemplating that she has exhaust, so she can get a lot of ganks off, because exhaust it's kind of like how Shaco adds pressure. But here's the thing: why should junglers just, like, you know, some junglers do need the flash, some junglers don't need the flash. Shyvana is just one of those junglers that does not just need the flash, because she has the ability to just catch up people so well. So she doesn't need the flash innately. It's kind of like Hecarim, how he just has ghost, kind of just benefits him overall. Plus Shyvana's also single target. Wow, that E was awkward. Okay, so the Build's Water Cutlass goes off. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that's a kill. That's 2 takedowns. Congrats. Or that's 1 takedown because of an assist, right? Yeah, it's 1 assist. I don't even know the math anymore. Alright. She does a camp. Goes mid. A lot of action happening down bot lane, and she's trying to pressure up top lane because here's the problem with that. While Nasus is fine getting rolling, like Nasus should be okay, looking at item wise, this Nasus chose to build Merc Treads in response to probably bot lane's or bot and mid lane's massive amount of AP, but he's not itemizing against the Gnar. Nasus is usually either build a Frozen Heart or a Spirit Visage at the beginning of the game in order to sustain themselves from the opposing laner as a threat. By building Frozen Heart first, he could have just guaranteed that, okay, so Gnar's attack speed is lowered, which means that his passive will go off 20%. It would take 20% more time-wise in order to get Gnar's passive off. So by building Frozen Heart, not only does he protect himself because of the armor buff, but also it's really hard for Gnar to start like committing, because it takes him 20%. Because the reduction from Frozen Heart makes it harder for him to get all his autos off. What the hell? Why did she just stop to do blue buff? Okay, that was a good movement by Vayne. Okay. So here's the thing. So if she had exhaust, she should have exhausted first, then threw the binding, because it's harder for a Vayne to dodge when that's the scenario. Okay. Wow, the binding landed. And so the tunnel goes off? Yeah. They should really think about warding bushes when they're fighting and stuff. Oh dear. Got the brand. This is where exhaust comes in. On their side is really good. She's gonna have to, yep, run away. See, the distance that she travels in such a short time is similar to a Flash's distance. Don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. That one, that's why, but also just think if Kog'Maw should have that kill in theory. She lands an E. Oh my god. So right there is the psychological threat of being a support. Just by being there, that Ahri had to just start moving in a retarded pattern. So like just she didn't even throw out the binding. Like Ahri was just naturally scared, and that's one of the most like prevalent things in playing support. If just by being there you're a threat. Like CC, not having, like, just the threat of having CC is CC in itself, which is a quote by like LS says that. It's also a thing, like nobody knows about it, but you kind of just do it. Even Apto's afraid of this shit. Like, well, okay, now she's dead. Rip. Wow, that was a little overkill. The ult. Why does she stay so long? Like, she can be killed if she doesn't know that. Like, what is it? Oh god, greed. Wow. Yeah, congrats. You're really good at this game. Jesus, both of you guys are fucking excellent at this game. Like, what am I supposed to say about that as a coach? You don't fucking do that, lol. If anything, she should have tried to E the Ari sooner if she's maxing E second, which she's not. See, one is because like if you don't know, so what this does is Q-max I believe, does it lower the cooldown of the Q? It does. It's basically 2 auto attacks. I know what that is. Bonus damage is equal to 90% of Shyvana's attack damage, and it counts as 2 autos. Basic attacks reduce it by half a second, so you know more attack speed means that she can duel people consistently. I need a fact check on this one. I'm gonna play red buff. I just want to watch at the same time. Regardless of what is happening, she's like the end result is that blue team's probably gonna win this game anyway, and she's doing really well single-handedly. Yes, the cooldown does get lower as you level up Twin Bite. Same thing with Flame Breath. What Flame Breath does is that it does a lot of fucking damage, like 220. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of magic damage, and Shyvana's attacks, basic attacks, deal 2.5% of their maximum health as bonus magic damage. So if you think about the math, so bonus health? No, maximum health as bonus magic damage, so 2.5%. So and this is the same. It's the same as every single level. So let's calculate how much damage that would do in terms of Brand's HP. Okay, so we're gonna do like each and every single player as an example. So 2.5% of his maximum HP. So 153 is 10%. 15 is 1%. So it does 33. You basically do 30 damage extra per auto attack on it. However, with Devourer sated, you can apply 2 of those stats, right? I believe that's what it does. Like you just kind of like double it, granting extra on-hit effects. Like sated Devourer should double it in theory. Now, let's look at Gnar, because like the tank meta wise, this is actually the maxing E second is probably the best right now. Some people max Q second still, but E max second has been a thing for a while right here. Highest win rate order in about 53% of 700 games. E is the most like the best in terms of DPS, because you're constantly dealing damage, whereas if you don't have enough attack speed to back it up, you know, the Q is pretty much worthless. But in this case, she already rushed Blade of the Rune King, which is good, so kind of makes up for the Q, but you know, you have to constantly auto attack with it. So if you're not auto attacking, in the case that you're a stunned or hard CC, not having it is a problem. It's kind of similar to how Wukong Q works, why people max E first instead of maxing Q. While Q provides armor penetration, E consistently wins trades. Also, as lane Shyvana, you also get a lot of CS too when you're maxing E first. 2.5 is something. 2.5% of their maximum health per hit. Now, if Sated Devourer doubles it, you're either doing 2.5s, which is 5% of total HP, which is basically 80 damage in terms of Brand's HP, or holy shit, 90 damage in terms of Gnar's HP. You know, that's still a lot of damage. 90 damage in 2 auto attacks. And then you apply Twin Bites, which doubles, which is basically like, you know, 2 auto attacks, so that's 180 damage. Like, I'm not sure if Twin Bite actually does do double damage, but you know, it hits twice on wards. So. Yeah, Shyvana strikes attack twice on the target, dealing X amount of bonus damage. She's gonna try to counter jungle. As a jungler, you shouldn't be counter jungling with a minute left till the dragon. She should have at least been setting up. It just means that the player values jungle creeps at this particular time more than dragons. That's not a good idea. Because right now, what's happening is like, if a good team were, like, knew about this, they would punish, hey, Shyvana's, like, doing retarded shit, let's punish by shoving the fuck out of bot lane. And if she still doesn't show up, we win. This is a punishment. This is what's happening. Where's your E? Oh my, she didn't level up E. I would have been a stun, first of all, if she had E. Like, you just turn on the E. There's a mechanic behind it too. This is just clean up. Here's the thing, she could have done all of this, and she probably could have killed both of them, like assisted with the team, and had 3 less deaths on her, or 4 less deaths, because these 4 died, I believe. No, not Nasty, so these 3 died. So therefore, he could have just been there and like just finished them all off. But she chose to counter jungle because she seems to value, as a player, counter jungling more than assisting her team. It's not a good idea. She also did not get to switch to Sleeper. She needs to clear out those wards. Because if she got into counter jungle properly, she wants to make sure that the jungle's not warded so that they can, you know, like 3-man jump her. In which case she could probably dual twirl him if she does it right. She's extremely close to 30 stacks. Good play by the Vayne to ward, but she could also have casted a Scrying Orb. She's chasing for so long, dudes. Whoa, for the first time, is red team gonna... Is blue team... Is the replay person gonna send... No. This is a 42-minute game. There's no way that red team can win this despite this giant lead. They're gonna have to throw it somewhere. I just have to be the one to figure out where. Okay, so item-wise, she purchased Sunfire Cape. Now, here's why this is wrong. First of all, it's Sunfire Cape. Just kidding. No, there should be more reason, right? So, what's so significant about Sunfire Cape being a bad item is that like she as a duelist it's great on her. Okay, it increases her DPS because constantly she's gonna be dealing damage per second to the target ally, right, or the target enemy, right? But what makes it so bad is that like the gold committed to it could also be built towards the better armor item, Randuin's. People don't build Sunfire Cape as often because they always choose Randuin's over Sunfire Cape. Now Randuin's is more beneficial is because the slow effect. What is so like you can see right here, most frequent build rates on champion.gg, even with the 51% win rate in 2,600 games on Shyvana, Randuin's is chosen, and even in the higher win rate where people choose exhaust and at the same time max E. 51.4% win rate in 2,000 games. So basically in 4,000 games with the 50% win rate, everyone builds Blade of the Ruined King, which, okay, that's fine. But they also build Randuin's Omen. Now, why is Randuin's good? Okay, so when you jump into them, she doesn't have innate hard. Her hard CC, her soft CC is not innate. She doesn't have any form of CC. Like, she has a knock back with her dragon. But without her dragon, she has no innate form of CC. So assuming that you already are dragon, like let's say you use your dragon form to gap close and you didn't hit anybody with it. Well, where's your next form of CC? You don't have any if you build Sunfire Cape. By dropping an AoE slow in the center of them, well, that guarantees that you kind of slow them down. Simultaneously, how does this good? When she's in dragon form, she gains bonus. Shyvana gains bonus on her magic resist. Those bonuses are doubled when she is in dragon form. Now, why is Randuin so good on that? Well, the more armor and magic resist you have on a Randuin's, right there, see, like those stats, the more you have, the longer the slow lasts. So the more stats, so the more flat stats you have. So basically, Randuin provides more armor, which kind of helps. It helps Randuin's passive increase the duration of Randuin's passive, and at the same time, when she turns into dragon, her armor and magic resist go up, so she becomes tankier. And with more armor and more HP, it's called effective HP. Like, you can't just stack armor and have no HP to back it up. You can't have HP without even resistances. So you kind of have to have effective HP. Randuin's is an effective item in terms of money, because at the same time you're slowing the opponents down, you also slow enemy attack speed down too. Right? Yes. Randuin slows down the target's attack speed. So against a champion like Vayne, that is very good. Same time Rek'Sai and Gnar too, because then it makes it harder for them to land their on-hit effects. It takes them they lose 15% of their attack speed, which means they have to do 15% more commitment to their timings. And now that she has stated Devourer, she should be starting to group and build it very tanky. Ignoring the fact that she didn't choose Randuin, Thornmail is also a very optimal item right now. Seeing as that Vayne's got a lot of these crits, the Thornmail's going to reflect damage. And seeing as how she's got only 10% lifesteal, your Thornmail is going to be doing quite a bit of damage over the target.
And I played the game with someone recently, and I asked him like, "How did you die for no reason?" And he basically responded, "Oh, Cornman." Because Cornman, even though he had lifesteal, as I think he was playing a sitter or whatever AD carry, doesn't matter, but Cornman responded hurt. But this is really awkward. They lost not only did they lose Dragon, but they also lost the fight because of presence. First of all, they sent Kog'Maw up at top. Okay, so basically it was a fight that should not have been taken because Annie was shoving in. Shyvana was, as usual, valuing counter jungling over anything else. And at this point, Rek'Sai doesn't need to farm. She's got her cinderhulk because she's that kind of a jungler. She can also go Devourer, but what makes her better with cinderhulk is that you know, she's very team oriented. XJ9 kind of likes to go Devourer because he's very confident in his style of jungle, and it's also very cheesy. But his style of jungle is absolutely phenomenal. So he'll know that it works because he's back not only good in the jungle, but very, very confident. Shyvana, on the other hand, though, even though she has stated, she's still valuing counter jungling the opponent, even though that you don't get any stacks off of them. And as a price for all of that, you lose two. They lost 3 objectives. 4 objectives. Dragon inhibitor and 2 towers. That's 4 objectives. Because you value counter jungling over anything else. So how does blue team win this? Like, this is actually very surprising. Well, I coached a Trundle before that went back from a 25-8 or 25-3 before. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this because like people send me replays of them winning from bullshit scenarios that, like, you know, a regular team would automatically won off of. The gold deficit is about 12,000 gold. So if you assume that it's 40k to 52k in terms of rounding up, 40 to 52k is basically 30% up. Now in the competitive scene, in certain tournaments, that is basically an auto win for the team with 33. Well, it has to be 33% ahead, but that's an automatic win for the team. In terms of in the case of disconnections, instead of, like, you know, everyone's disconnected or something, red team would win because they had a more significant gold lead. Because they're exactly 33% ahead right now. They're 1/3 ahead, each and every single player. But first of all, what the issue here is either A, the player's right-clicking or he's attack moving, but he's issuing attack movement commands on the ground, which means that, you know, you attack the closest thing to you, and if you can't see Vayne, then you're gonna attack candidates. Second, if the Randuin's right there, she could have slowed the Vayne down, so even if she tumbles, she's still slowed. That's all. Ooh. Now right here, yes, Banshee's Veil or Spirit Visage, doesn't matter. They're both equally good on Shyvana. I would build Banshee's Veil. Only because if you have it up, it would make it harder because they have to burn spells for you to make you lose the charm. It's gonna look funny. Hey, I'm 1-12 on Annie, and I won this game. Humorous. Based on the picks, it could be humorous. Over the wall. Here's the thing, in Shyvana's mind, feeding her ego, she's probably thinking that she hard carried the game. In reality, she actually values a lot of counter. There's a lot of mistakes in this. Aside from that, she really values counter jungling way too much. Like, in the end, yeah, Rek'Sai's like, oh crap, I'm gonna lose camp, but Rek'Sai can just, like, because they're so far, because they've established such a powerful control over the bottom half of the map, Rek'Sai can just, in theory, go down to the bottom half of the map and just take the jungle from there to make up for the camps that she lost. So, Shyvana is just wasting her time because even though she's ahead, she's prioritizing her own. It's kind of like she won mid lane, and she's only staying mid lane. She hasn't roamed or anything like that. She's heavily farmed over the enemy jungler. Great. but she's gonna stick more of pressuring the jungle rather than pressuring the entire map as a jungler. You're supposed to do the latter. You're supposed to pressure the entire map. Difference between the jungler is 3,000 gold. Wow. Difference between top laners 2k, mid laners 4k, bot laners is double, holy shit. And support is 4k, so that's something you'd never hear, right? A support is 4k up on the other support, but it's gonna be really awkward for the support to come back. I'm still kind of confused on seeing how Shyvana will come back from this. Red team's gonna throw so much. But in the end, it doesn't matter because here's how it's gonna play out. One team fight's gonna happen, and because you know they're higher level and the game has passed on so long, one team's death timers are gonna be significantly higher, which allow the blue team to take objectives back in their command. Boy, Randuin's well, kinda. If you landed one auto, then you can Randuin's right after to guarantee that you stay on them. Because if you Randuin's them, sometimes you might miss. So if you auto them, then Randuin's them, well, you at least guarantee that you stayed in range. Because if you're in the range to auto, then you're guaranteed in the range to be in Randuin's. You can either A, 100% guarantee that you don't miss. You can guarantee that you don't miss the Randuin's, or A, you can miss the Randuin's. That was interesting. Also, Shyvana can solo the dragon. Kind of try to sound like freak on that button, but yeah, she can solo the dragon. So if she kind of abused, it's kind of difficult to do it without the jungle items, of course. But you need to abuse the fact that she can have the ability to solo the dragon. I like how Pantheon Vi did it, but you know Shyvana can do it too. She can solo the dragon, and by soloing the dragon, you get your team global stats. Okay, so she kind of wasted her autos. Now here's the thing, having Sunfire means that it starts burning people randomly, so I think it applies the same if you're near a creep camp too. But because it's not like, because they're both coded not the same, cinderhulk and like the same. She's still valuing counter jungling. Look, her team is getting wrecked at mid lane, but she's still valuing counter jungling. Like she wants to invade the enemy team when someone's pushing mid and destroying an inhibitor. Because she values counter jungling so fucking much, she sacrificed an objective for her own team, for her own self-interest. Seto Kaiba. Only if it's for their own good. Why are they afraid? There's like 2 people, and then they had like a Rek'Sai on the way too, right? Like shit. We didn't know if he was coming on the way or not, but they might lose another objective soon. 2 objectives, in fact. What is Name doing? Wow. Brian should have ulted. I'm just getting Brand's ult on cooldown. Ooh, that binding though. Well, this is some trouble. Push the dragon. Nar. Oh, that flash though. Flash for an extra auto for no reason. Yeah. Flash can be used as an escape, not just an auto attack. It doesn't actually reset your auto. Morgana has decided to purchase an Infinity Edge. I'm seriously confused. Like, do blue team actually win this game or not? Like, am I actually getting a replay in which someone who I'm coaching actually loses? Here's the thing, on the other side of the team, they could have actually ended this game sooner. Like, they sent 2 people bottom earlier when Shyvana was there, for no reason, when they could have just been pushing mid, then immediately rotate top, get 2 inhibitors down, pressures 2 sides of the map, then seeing that bottom lane is, like, you know, where they were originally going, they just rotate down to the wave and pressure the wave. And then by just standing there and dancing at the bottom lane, mid lane and top lane just start pushing in, and they'll have to send 2 people to respond, one in each lane course, one in each corresponding lane. Send i.e. send Shyvana to top, Nasus to mid, or vice versa. But you have to send 2 people, so therefore on the bot lane it's going to be a 5v3. Then they just siege the tower, then the top laner and the mid laner try to the top lane and the mid lane people that were trying to clear it out regroup down at bot lane while the inhibitor is being sieged. And afterwards they have to make a choice. Do they just let the super minions push in and get more pressure, or do they lose the 3rd inhibitor? Therefore, the choice is obvious for the blue team, and they have to fight. Therefore, blue team could decide to fight, and then they might lose it, but you know they maybe or maybe not successfully defend the inhibitor, so it's okay. And then after that, you just repeat the pattern consistently, and eventually you'll get the third inhibitor. Like eventually you will get that third inhibitor, and then when 3 inhibitors are down, that grants a supreme amount of pressure over the other team, and in which case they can just take a Baron, a Dragon, get the 5th Baron, get 1 Dragon, or get the 5th Dragon, get 1 Baron, join back. The inhibitors in mid and top might respawn, so you take them again, have another set of 3 inhibitors, and then end the game. All that takes place in approximately, I don't know, you could have done it about 5 minutes ago, or like 2 minutes from now. Because Baron's about to be up, but you could do it 5 minutes, like you could have done it about 5 minutes ago or 2 minutes from, like from this standpoint, because Baron will be up. So what they should have done, okay, so top is gone, right? So if you repeat what I'm saying, okay, she gets that, great. Red team could just end it like right away. Unfortunately, it's too late for that. Because right now, this is where we start seeing the throws. People just start running into the enemy team single-handedly and just start killing themselves. Wow. Wow. Well. Shyvana should have kept running. So item buys. Let's go back to that. Well, the only thing that she would do is like, okay, so let's say you do buy Sunfire and like you committed to it and you built the other items, which she has all her items right now. This is a fine set of build. She could just replace the Sunfire with the Randuins to upgrade her stats. Like, you actually get more stats off of that. This is okay because it's already too late to change it. So she's fully upgraded. The last thing she needs is an elixir, and she'll be at full build. Here's the thing though, if they're this strong now and Rek'Sai doesn't have her full build, that means she can get stronger. In correspondence, an example, stronger is defined widely though. It's defined differently. In this case, Rek'Sai could get stronger by building more damage, or Rek'Sai could get stronger by building more tank, being beefier in terms of health, which allows her to survive more, which allows her to deal more damage because she lives longer. Now she's choosing to build Black Cleaver, the carry item that XJ9 builds on Rek'Sai, and she will be not only a little bit tankier, but also deal a little bit more damage at the same time, kind of like a balance of both. I swear to God, is she gonna go jungle? Ward that bush. No, don't face check it. It's pretty dangerous. You don't know where everyone else is unless you have vision. Wow. That was awful. Dude, you can't trade upgraded jungle items. Oh yeah, they are throwing. They're just running themselves into the map like for no reason. This is where blue team wins. I have like 4 minutes to decide. Like if they did it right, I think they could just rush down the entire game. Well, no, 50 seconds. I don't even know. It takes so long to kill the turrets, but Shyvana's still fed, so I don't know. I mean, they're really far ahead. 16k. I'm still in the belief that like red team will somehow throw and blue team will win, because that's usually what people send me replays. Or they're finally sending me a replay of I have this score of 25-5, but my teammates are throwing me back. What did I do wrong? There are a lot of things you did wrong. Most of the time it's because you prefer the top half of the map over the bottom half of the map. Also, she's typing. There's a wrong. Shouldn't type. Because it tilts you when you type too. So that's why I don't type ever. I rage out loud, but I don't type, because when you start interacting with the other players and listening to their incompetent arguments, you lose yourself. Oh god. has 2 Phantom Dancers and a Blade of the Rune King. Thormill is like the perfect item to counter that. Now, I don't know what runes she's running, and I can't check because the game won't allow me to check. So I can't really say much, but what she should be running is 29% attack speed, aka reds and quints. And she should be running cooldown per level blues, gives her 15. And she takes 2190 mastery with attack speed or cooldown, it doesn't matter. She gets 10% more, so that's 25% minimum. Devourer, does it give her any stats? No, it doesn't. So she gets 25% to 30% cooldown depending on the masteries. But you know, cooldowns are nice. Alright, so 2 inhibitors are down. I think this, yeah, because if the replay ends in 2 minutes, there isn't a way they can win in 2 minutes unless a really good play comes out, like very significant play. Like in theory, she could be thinking that her teammates are feeding. Like, okay, yeah, they're feeding. That's fine, but just focus on if she focuses on herself and seeing how she could play better. Because like Randuin's is ideal because it doesn't just slow the enemies down. Like why is slowing the enemies down so significant? Aside from you being a good chaser, it also gives your team opportunity to catch up to you, so that so they can also get assists or money or something. Also, you could predict the W and move down from the Q. Like it's you just kind of go down in a diagonal movement pattern, because if you go diagonally, not only do you avoid the circle part of the brand W, but you also avoid the straight line Q. There's only one place that it's gonna end up going, and it's straight up, straight. Ooh. Still hasn't upgraded her item. Makes her significantly strong. I think it's for every 100 that you get a bonus stat or a bonus second on Randuin's. Either that or it's half a second for every 100 or something. Wow, for the first time they actually lost. So the value of counter jungling is not worth it to sacrifice a dragon. And if it's kind of like the saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Because she did it twice, and chose to stay on the top half of the map when there was nothing to be taken on the top half of the map except for jungle creeps, where she lost 2 objectives for that. She also could have been setting up a lot more wards for that. At the same time, she ganked bottom, it was fine. It was a lot of mistakes. I was coaching a lot on the mistakes of the bottom players rather than the Shyvana herself, but Shyvana played down there in the early game was pretty much fine. Go back, right? Okay, no, I can't. So I can also solo the dragon at any point, even in the early game. If you test it out in a custom game a few times and you kind of get the pattern of what to do during that time, you can come into practice like, hey, I think I can solo the dragon right now. Just proper vision, stuff like that. Timing summoner spells wise, it's not as important in like the mid to late game unless it's like a carry. But if you should really get into the habit of what's gonna call it. Not kind of like right here is also like a situation in which she was trying to counter jungle too. So that's what summer spells, just getting into the habit of timing it early and relaying information. I couldn't check in the early game if she was checking for information or not, because when I said, what did Vayne level up, what did my guys level up, etc., that really matters. Okay, I think that's all I think I could talk about in this one. This has been Daniel Veggie Manic 10, and thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at LOLVeggie, and you can like my Facebook at LOLVeggie as well. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.